The human digestive tract is a bounded ecosystem housing trillions of microbes that operate in a constant state of chemical exchange. This network is so complex and so deeply connected to our central nervous system that researchers often classify the gut as a second brain. But modern dietary habits deliver massive daily loads of simple sugars and starches. As these break down in the gut, they provide a constant, high-energy food source for harmful biological actors. This population chart illustrates the result of those excess sugars feeding the invaders. Pathogenic bacteria, fungi, and visceral parasites rapidly multiply, overtaking the beneficial microbes and triggering severe chronic inflammation. The standard Western medical reflex is to launch a direct counterattack. Doctors prescribe antibiotics or harsh antimicrobial herbs to completely eradicate these pathogens. Within days, the flaw in this approach becomes obvious. The medication kills the pathogens, but leaves an empty biological vacuum. Because the host's diet hasn't changed, the exact same invaders simply rush back in to fill the void. You cannot sterilize an ecosystem into a state of health. To resolve the inflammation permanently, functional medicine dictates that you must actively outcompete and crowd out the invaders. Clinical researchers rely on a biological principle called competitive exclusion. Instead of dropping a chemical bomb on the digestive tract, you systematically replace the pathogens through targeted starvation and dense fiber crowding. Step 1 cuts off the parasite's food supply entirely. For exactly 10 days, you remove all high glycemic staples from your meals, eliminating foods like white rice, bread, and pasta. You replace those simple carbohydrates with specific nutrient-dense fibers native to the Japanese diet. This strategy leans heavily on mushrooms and large portions of seaweed like wakame, kombu, and mizuku. These seaweeds contain unique prebiotic fibers. They are completely indigestible to humans and useless to parasites, but they serve as high-octane fuel for your beneficial gut bacteria. As these prebiotics move through the digestive tract, your beneficial bacteria consume them, multiplying rapidly and expanding their footprint along the intestinal walls. The pathogens are now hit from two directions. The 10-day carbohydrate fast critically starves them of energy, while the explosive growth of the beneficial bacteria physically strips them of the territory they need to survive. With the invaders starved and retreating, the protocol moves to its second phase, seeding the gut with massive, live bacterial reinforcements to finish the ecological takeover. Traditional Japanese fermented foods serve as powerful tools here. Ingredients like natto, fermented soybeans, and miso function as active delivery systems, dropping potent, live probiotics straight into the digestive tract. When these new probiotics arrive, the good bacterial colonies explode in size. They bond tightly to the gut lining, building a dense physical barrier that leaves zero real estate for pathogens. Unable to secure space, the visceral parasites are effectively crowded out and naturally expelled. The parasites are gone, but the host still has to deal with the chronic tissue inflammation left behind in their wake. The final step deploys a chemical cleanup crew, high doses of omega-3 fatty acids. By eating abundant Japanese bluefish, like mackerel and sardines, you actively suppress the remaining inflammatory markers and heal the tissue. The combination of seaweed, fermented soy, and fatty fish functions as a synchronized biological intervention, first starving pathogens, seeding the gut with new life, and repairing the structural lining. This clinical protocol re-engineers the gut ecosystem through 10 days of strict adherence. This 10-day timeline chart plots the clinical results of the Japanese functional food protocol. You can see inflammatory markers plummet in direct correlation with a soaring, healthy population of beneficial bacteria. Many popular Western wellness trends push harsh liquid cleanses or chemical detoxes. Those methods simply scour the gut, stripping away healthy microbes right along with the bad, leaving the tissue exposed. Optimal health comes from acting as an intelligent ecosystem manager. You use food as biological code, programming exactly how your microbiome develops and functions. Using these specific Japanese fibers and probiotics, you build an internal ecosystem so aggressively defended that chronic inflammation and invasive parasites simply cannot survive.